Hey there, money moguls in training. Welcome back to another episode of the Do Different Better show, where we talk about wealth wisdom and money moves, making finance simple for everyday people. I'm your host, Elaine Rasmussen, CEO and founder of Social Impact Now, Connect Up Institute, and managing director of the Integrated Capital Fund. Thanks for joining me today. Last week, we talked about the art of negotiation and practicing negotiation in your daily life so you can build up the skills and grow your savings every time you buy something. Today, we're going to be diving into a super important topic called digital wallets. That's right, managing money in the digital age. Whether you've already ditched your actual wallet for your phone or you're just getting started, I promise you're going to want to stick around for this one. You may be using a digital wallet and you don't even know you're using a digital wallet. But we're going to cover the ins and outs of digital wallets, what they are, how they work, and why they're becoming an essential tool for managing your money in this fast-paced, tech-driven world. So grab whatever you're drinking, sit back, and let's get into it. Okay, first things first, let's talk about what a digital wallet actually is. Imagine your physical wallet where you store your credit cards, your debit cards, and maybe even a little cash. Now, take that idea and put it into your phone or a computer. Boom, that's a digital wallet. A digital wallet is an app or a service that stores your payment information digitally. Instead of carrying around physical cards, you can store your information and use it for contactless payments in store, make online purchases, or even just with a click, transfer money to friends and family. Popular digital wallets you may have heard of, and you maybe didn't even know that they were digital wallets, is Apple Pay, Google Pay, Samsung Pay, and good old PayPal. Almost all of us are familiar with PayPal in one form or another. These wallets work with your smartphone, smartwatch, or computer and give you the freedom to make transactions without ever pulling out your physical card. You know, the one that's always hiding at the bottom of your bag that you can never seem to find. So, now that you know what a digital wallet is, let's talk about how it actually works. When you set up a digital wallet, you're linking your payment methods like your credit cards and debit cards to the app. These cards are securely stored within the wallet. So the next time you're at the checkout counter, you can just tap your phone or your watch instead of swiping a physical card. Now, some of us are old enough to remember when that was a regular thing. A lot of folks in the younger generations here, the Zennials and particularly, they don't know anything different. They probably manage all of their finances in a digital wallet at this point. They've never known what an actually hard physical card looks like. But here's the cool part with digital wallets. They use something called tokenization to protect your payment information. This means that instead of sharing your actual card number with the merchant, the wallet creates a unique encrypted code or a token that's used to process the transaction. This keeps your sensitive information safe from hackers and data breaches. Fancy, right? And it's not just for in-store purchases. You can use digital wallets to buy things online like pay your bills or even send money to friends. It's all about the convenience and security, right? You might be familiar with Venmo, right? That is a money exchange app. But here's a breakdown of two ways digital wallets actually work. The first is in-store purchases. Digital wallets use NFC technology, that's near field communication. Basically, your phone or your smartwatch and the card reader talk to each other through a short range wireless communication. All you do is hold the device near the card reader, and just like that, your payment is processed. You'll notice if your card's in your pocket or in your purse, it's not close enough for them to just read information off of your card. If you've ever used this service, you know that you have to get your card or your watch very, very close to the mechanism or to the machine in order for the transaction to process, right? That's that near field communication that I'm talking about. And what you do is you hold all you do is to hold your card or your device to the card reader, and just like that, the payment is processed. No swiping, no inserting, and no signature is required, right? Which a lot of people like. They don't have to worry about their signature being forged. Next is online payments. If you're doing some online shopping, because who isn't these days, you can use your digital wallet to check out faster. No need to type in all of your credit card details every single time. Just select your digital wallet as the payment option and boom, you're done. If you use Google or Chrome, there's a digital wallet that is actually a default. So every time you put in your information into an online store, it'll ask you, do you want this information saved? You can answer yes or you can answer no, but it's going to work the same way if you mark yes. Once again, they're not sending your credit card information. They're sending a token that holds that information, and that token gets to the processor to be like, oh, okay, this information is part of this. The token is so think of it as a coconut shell, right? Your credit card information is on the inside. The token is the credit card shell. And once it gets to the bank has approval to open that coconut shell and extract the information to process the transaction, right? So, and then finally, I don't want us to forget about money transfers. You can send and receive money through your digital wallet in seconds. It's perfect for splitting bills with friends, paying your rent, or simply giving somebody a quick thanks for lunch. I know with my manicurist, I like to pay my tip through Venmo. So I don't have to have a credit card fee or interest that's accruing on my credit card for their tip, right? I can just take the tip out of my cash in my digital wallet using a platform like Venmo or Zelle or Cash App, right? So now let's talk about why digital wallets are becoming the future and how we manage our money. Here's the thing, our world is moving so fast and convenience is key. We don't have time to rummage through our wallets and dig for exact change. We want quick, secure, and seamless transaction, and digital wallets offer exactly that. Here are three big reasons why digital wallets are the way forward. Number one, security. Remember, I just talked about tokenization. Your payment details are never exposed, which makes digital wallets more secure than traditional credit card payments. Having them in your purse, you lose your purse, you lose your wallet. You have your credit card swiped and it's cloned, right? All there are risks in every financial transaction. So I think some people are really concerned about digital wallets and doing information digitally. However, the previous way was just as wrought with problems with security, right? If you ever lost your wallet and had to get all your credit cards replaced, if you've ever, for a while there was a thing where if you put your credit card into the gas station or an ATM, you had to worry about it being cloned, right? So this is, this is in a lot of ways a lot more secure. So there's also these other kinds of wallets that use biometric authentication, like Face ID, fingerprint scans, which allows you to make it much harder for somebody to actually steal your information. Number two is convenience. That you don't have to carry around a bulky wallet. Your phone is with you pretty much everywhere you go. So why not use it to pay for things? You can even store your loyalty cards, boarding passes, and even tickets in your wallet. I really do love that feature. I love that I have a digital, as somebody who travels a lot, I love not having to have all these printed boarding pass tickets, especially if I'm doing a multiple leg of trips. And I'm doing different airlines for each particular leg of the trip. I can store all of my boarding passes right into my digital wallet. It's amazing. And then number three, the third biggest reason why these are the way digital wallets are the way forward is faster transaction. Contactless payments are way faster than swiping a card or handling cash. Just a quick tap and you're on your way. Time is money, right? Here's a fun fact. Did you know that nearly 70% of people under the age of 35 prefer to use digital wallets over traditional payment methods? That's because they love technology. They grew up with technology that simplifies our lives, and digital wallets do just that. But before we get too excited, let's get real. There are some places where digital wallets aren't accepted, but trust me, they're catching up very quickly. So if you're not using a digital wallet yet, now is the perfect time to jump onto the bandwagon. Okay, so you're probably thinking, Elaine, that all sounds great, but how do I actually get started? Okay, here's what you can do today. Pick a digital wallet. First, choose a digital wallet that works for you. If you're an Apple user, maybe use Apple Pay. It's intuitive to the device. If you've got an Android device, try Google or Samsung Pay. For online transactions or sending money, you can always rely on PayPal, Cash App, Venmo, Zelle. These are all great options, right? Number two, set it up. Download the app if you haven't already, have it, and start adding your payment methods. If you're not sure, add one. Add the one that you use the most often, maybe your debit card, right? Or if you're not comfortable using your debit card, use maybe a credit card that you don't use that often or that you use only for business purchases, right? Maybe start with that credit card just so you can start to get familiar and get comfortable, right? Then number three, test it. Try using your digital wallet next time when you're at the grocery store or shopping online. You'll be surprised how fast and easy it is. It's almost a sin because then you really kind of don't know how much money you're spending. So this goes back to our conversation about budgeting. Be mindful because it is so easy. It can get easy to lose track of your spending. It can get easy to lose track of where your money is going. And remember, if we've talked about how you want to retire, if you're working towards a FIRE number, we talked about that in a previous episode, or you're working up to build an investment portfolio and you're trying to save money to be able to start to make your first investment into an index fund or onto an investing platform. Okay, you're going to start to lose track of money because now it becomes invisible. So even though you're using a digital wallet, being able, sometimes the digital wallets can send you a spending report automatically. Or if not your digital wallet, your bank can send you a statement. A lot of the banks right now, besides your statement, you can add a service or have a service that tells you a dashboard or a pie chart of how did you spend your money this month, right? But you should always be looking at the individual transaction to see, hey, I don't recognize this transaction, or hey, that I was supposed to get a discount after the charge has been made. Sometimes that will happen as well. You can get a discount after they say, oh, if you sign up, we'll give you a credit in 30 days. So you want to be looking at your statements to make sure that that got applied, right? Or you want to be looking at your digital wallet and see, did I get that credit back onto my account? So all right, that's it for segment one. If you're feeling ready to give digital wallet a try, trust me, once you've started using one, you'll wonder how you ever lived without it. You may be already using one and you don't even know it, right? Once again, if you are built up your online shopping on Chrome, Chrome has I believe also Safari also has a wallet that with your permission, it'll start storing your credit card information so that when you go to a site and it asks for credit card information, it will just pop that in, and you just need to confirm either with a CVV number or a biometric, your fingerprint, to be able to verify that it's really you making this purchase. But make sure that you tune in to our next segment where we're going to do a dive into the benefits and challenges of using digital wallets. And here's a spoiler alert. It's not all sunshine and rainbows, but there are definitely pros that outweigh the cons. And before you go, I want to challenge you to download a digital wallet this week, set it up, and make a purchase using your smartphone or your smartwatch. And hey, when you do, let me know how it went. Hit me up on Instagram with the hashtag do different better with Elaine, or just tag me in your post and share your experience. All right, folks, stay tuned because we're going to keep going talking about digital wallets, and I'm going to show you how to do different better. Welcome back, everyone. You're listening to the Do Different Better show. I'm your host, Elaine Rasmussen. And today we're talking about digital wallets. If you missed the first segment, we covered the basics of digital wallets, what they are, how they work, and why they're becoming the future of managing money. Now we're going to dive into the benefits and challenges of using digital wallets in everyday life. There are tons of perks, but there's a few things to watch out for. So let's get into it. All right, let's start with the fun part, the benefits of using digital wallets. There's some serious perks to going digital with your money. And once you get used to it, it's hard to go back to your old school wallet stuffed with cards and cash. Here are a few standout benefits. Number one, convenience. First, let's talk about how convenient it can be. Digital wallets let you store up all your payment methods into one place, whether it's your credit cards, your debit cards, or even gift cards. Gone are the days of digging through your purse or your wallet to find the right card. Instead, you can just grab your phone, tap, and you're done. You can even like name your card certain names. So if you have a credit card that's just for business purposes, you can say business MasterCard or personal Visa or debit card for business. Oh, and then you quickly know what card is best for that particular purchase. But digital wallets are not just for payments. You can store your loyalty cards, your boarding passes, event tickets, and even coupons. So my family came a couple of weeks ago for the Minnesota State Fair, and so I was able to buy all their tickets online, and we got our digital tickets, and so I sent those out to everybody through their digital wallets to be able to keep their tickets for when they got here. So all they had to do when they got here, they didn't have any paper tickets to lose between Los Angeles and Minnesota. And then we just walked up to the entrance and we got our ticket scanned from our phone. It was amazing. It was like the easiest thing ever. I loved it. So really the digital wallets really help you speed up your transactions. Everything that you need for a smooth shopping or traveling experience is right there in your pocket. So I hear Lola kind of going around. So let's see if we get a special visit from Lola, a special guest from my dog Lola. Number two. So let's be real. Nobody likes waiting in line, right? So with a digital wallet, you can speed through the checkout process. Contactless payment, like those with Apple Pay and Google Pay, are much faster than swiping or inserting a physical card. You can just tap your phone or watch, and the transaction is done in a matter of seconds. So when we're talking about online shopping, using a digital wallet can save you the hassle of manually entering your credit card details every single time, right? And if your computer gets hacked and you have a virus and somebody's watching your keystrokes, this actually helps preventing somebody from doing that. Because if you're typing in by keystroke, hackers are able to access your information, right? Most online retailers now offer options to check out with a digital wallet, which means fewer clicks and the more time for, well, whatever you want to do. Then finally, there is security. This is a big one. Digital wallets are super secure thanks to encryption and tokenization. When you make a purchase, the wallet generates a unique encrypted token instead of sharing your actual card number with the merchant. This means that your sensitive information stays hidden, even if the store's system gets hacked. Most digital wallets require biometric authentication, like a fingerprint, Face ID, or a PIN code of some kind before you can complete the transaction. Sometimes it's the CVV number, which is a 3-digit number on the back of your credit card. This adds an extra layer of protection that a traditional wallet just can't provide. And here's a fun fact. Did you know that digital wallets reduce the risk of card skimming? Card skimming is when thieves use devices to steal your credit card information at ATMs and gas stations. I talked a little bit about this in the previous segment. Since you're not swiping or inserting your physical card with a digital wallet, there's nothing for them to steal. Winning. Okay. Another great benefit to digital wallets is the ability to track your spending in real time, right? Many wallets like Venmo or PayPal give you a detailed transaction history so that you can see exactly where your money is going. Your bank may offer a free digital wallet with your online or mobile bank account. This can be a powerful tool for budgeting and staying on top of your finances. Some digital wallets even offer insights into your spending habits, helping you categorize expenses and see patterns in your behavior. You'll be able to identify where you can cut back or where you're doing great, all without having to log in multiple accounts or balance a checkbook. Even even who's still using checkbooks? I actually do. For my business, I still use a checkbook. And I think grandmas and grandpas are still using checkbooks. But that is quickly fading because a lot of banks now, some banks are even saying like they've cut off their you being able to even access checks because they want everybody to get on digital payment. So number 5. Finally, let's talk about the environmental impact. By going digital with your payments, you're helping to reduce paper waste. No more printing out receipts or relying on paper checks. It's all digital. And that means less clutter in your wallet, less waste in the world, and a small way to help in a big difference. Now, some might say, well, how the storage areas where these big supercomputers needs to be held is offering or is taking up a lot of having a dramatic environmental impact. That's a conversation for another show, but that is something that's also very real, is the amount of energy that the supercomputers require to be able to hold all of this information. So, but if you're concerned about paper and chopping down trees, this eliminates a lot of that. So now let's get into the challenges of digital wallets. We've covered the benefits, and there's a lot to love about digital wallets, but like anything, they are not perfect. So there are some challenges you need to be aware of before you go all in on going digital. And so let's break these down. Number one, let's start with the big one, privacy. Digital wallets store your payment information online, which means they're not completely immune to data breaches. While digital wallets use encryption and tokenization to keep your data safe, there's always a risk, however small, that your information could be exposed. And here's the thing, many digital wallets are run by big tech companies like Google and Apple and PayPal, which means they have access to your payment history. That data can be used for marketing purposes or even sold to third parties. If you're someone who's concerned about privacy, this may be a drawback to consider. Number two, another challenge is reliance on technology. Digital wallets are convenient until your phone dies. Picture this, you're standing in line, you're ready to pay, and then your phone battery dies. Oops, no digital wallet, no payment. Well, it's always a good idea to carry a backup card or cash, depending solely on your phone for payments. This can be risky. Not to mention, some places still don't accept digital wallets, especially smaller businesses or more rural locations. Make sure your phone is charged before you head out if you're planning to rely solely on a digital wallet. Number three, like I mentioned, acceptance. Acceptance can be another issue. While digital wallets are becoming more and more widespread, they're still not universally accepted. Smaller merchants, especially in rural areas, might not have the technology needed to process contactless payments. And if you travel abroad, there are countries where digital wallets just haven't caught on. That's why it's still important to carry a backup method of payment, whether it's a physical card or some cash. You don't want to find yourself in a situation where you can't pay just because you don't have your digital wallet. Number four, last but not least, let's talk about fees. While using digital wallets is generally free to the consumer, some apps do charge for certain services. For example, if you're using Venmo or PayPal to send money instantly, you may have to pay a small fee, especially if you're using a credit card instead of a linked bank account. If you're using digital wallets for international transactions, be on the lookout for currency conversion fees or hidden costs. It's important to understand these fees before making large or frequent transactions through your digital wallet. I recently was in Costa Rica, and I called my credit card company before I left and asked them about my digital wallet and transaction fees, but also on my credit card. Were there going to be any sort of transaction fees, and what would those be? And is there a cap on those fees? So once again, it's about being prepared and making sure you're not caught off guard at the end of your trip with all of these fees that may have come up. So here are some tips for using the digital wallet safely. So how do you enjoy the benefits of a digital wallet while minimizing the challenges? Here are some practical tips to keep you safe and stress-free. Number one, use strong passwords and or a biometric authentication. Make sure that you're using unique passwords, and a lot of companies now are requiring 12, 14, 16 digit passwords. But use a unique password to set up your digital wallet app. Much different than any of your other passwords, and it shouldn't be password. It shouldn't be password 123, right? A really good, strong password that you can remember. Better yet, enable biometric authentication like Face ID or fingerprint scans. I know some folks are really concerned about facial ID recognition, and that's fair. But once again, this is the trade off. How important is that to you versus being able to navigate and negotiate the world financially and doing and your spending, right? Everybody's going to be different. So you've got to evaluate what's important to you. But the biometric fingerprint or face ID gives you an extra added layer of protection to keep your money safe. So, number two, keep your phone and your wallet apps updated. Always keep your phone operating system and your wallets updated. These updates often include important security patches, so it's crucial to stay on top of them. Sometimes people will turn that notification off on their phone about updates, but what I do is I have that turned on where the updates are automatic. As soon as they're available, my phone tells me there's an update waiting and we're going to do this update in the middle of the night. And I just say yes, and it's done, and I don't have to do anything. Number three, monitor your transactions just like you would a traditional bank account. Keep an eye on your digital wallet's transaction history. Always look for unauthorized transactions and report them immediately if something looks off. Once again, we've talked about this in previous episodes of really having a day in the month where you're reviewing your credit card and your bank statements specifically for unauthorized purchases or purchases you don't recognize, and being able to, on that day, be able to call the credit card company or using their online dispute system to be able to navigate and negotiate possibly getting that money back on having those charges reversed, or at least getting you clarity on, yes, this was an expense, but you just didn't recognize the actual name of the organization that is putting the charge on your account. So once again, just to review the 3 tips to safety, digital wallet safety: using strong passwords and biometric authentication; 2, keeping your phone and your wallet apps updated; and 3, monitoring your transactions. I find that it's best to print them out, and I've talked about this before, as opposed to just reviewing them online. When you print it out, your brain is going to process the information differently. And as opposed to if you're looking at something online, you might miss something because you're just skimming and scanning when you're actually looking something online versus on a piece of paper and going through it line by line by line and crossing out or highlighting those things that you don't recognize. Okay. So here's the call to action. We have covered a lot in this segment, everything from the major benefits of using a digital wallet to the potential risks that you need to be aware of. But digital wallets are an incredible tool for convenience and security, but they're not without their challenges. But the good news is, with the right precautions, you can enjoy all the benefits with the minimal amount of headaches, right? And so here's my challenge to you. If you haven't already, set up a digital wallet and try using it for your next purchase. Then I want you to hop onto social media, find me on Instagram or LinkedIn, and let me know how it went. Use the hashtag do different better so I can see how you're making your money management easier and smarter. Or you can tag me on Instagram at do better with Elaine. Stay tuned for our next segment when we dive deep into how to set up and manage your digital wallet like a pro. We'll go step by step through the processing of choosing a digital wallet, linking your payment methods, and making your first transaction. So don't go anywhere. You don't want to miss it. I'll see you in the next segment where we do different better. Welcome back, everyone. You're listening to the Do Different Better show with your host, Elaine Rasmussen. And today we are talking about digital wallets, how to manage your money in the digital age. So far, we have covered we've covered what digital wallets are, how they work, and the pros and cons of using them. Now we're going to dive into the good stuff, how to actually set up and manage your digital wallet so that you can make the most out of it in your day-to-day life. If you haven't jumped into the digital wallet world yet, or if you're just looking to make sure you're doing it right, this is your moment. So let's dive in. First things first, before you start using a digital wallet, you need to choose the one that's right for you. There are a few major options. Which one you pick depends on your personal preferences, the type of phone you use, and what you're looking at the wallet, we're looking for the digital wallet to do for you. So let's take a look at some of the popular choices. First, there's Apple Pay. If you're an iPhone user, Apple Pay is most likely your best option. It's built into the phone's operating system, which means you can start using it with just a few taps. Apple Pay allows you to make payments in store, online, and even in apps like Uber or Instacart. Plus, Apple Pay uses Face ID or Touch ID for extra security. Two, Google Pay. If you're using an Android device, then Google Pay is a solid choice. Just like Apple Pay, it lets you store your credit card and debit card in easy to tap and pay purchases in store and online. Google Pay also allows you to track your spending, manage loyalty cards, and even send money to friends. Number three, Samsung Pay. For all my Samsung lovers out there, you've got Samsung Pay. One cool feature that Samsung Pay, that's a tongue twister, has over the others is that it works with older card terminals that use magnetic strips in addition to NFC payments. So you're more likely to be able to use it in smaller and older merchants. Number four, PayPal and Venmo, Zelle, and Cash App. Lastly, we've got these ones which you may have heard of. Well, they're not technically digital wallets in the same way as Apple Pay and Google Pay are. They are still pretty handy. You can use them to pay online and send money to friends and even pay in store with certain merchants. They usually will have a sticker on the building that says, you can pay with PayPal here or Venmo here, or they might have it at the cash register. PayPal is definitely more business friendly, while Venmo is a go to for splitting bills with friends and sending money with colleagues. So, now what we're going to get into is we're going to talk about setting it up. So now that you've picked your digital wallet, now let's get it set up. Here's a step-by-step guide on how your digital wallet, no matter which one you've chosen, is how you can get going, right? So the first thing is you need to download the app and set up the settings, right? If you're using Apple Pay, head over to the Settings app and look for Wallet and Apple Pay section. For Google Pay or Samsung, download the app from the Google Play Store or the Samsung Store. Now, adding in your payment methods. The next step is to add your payment methods. This can be a credit card, it can be a debit card, it can even be a bank account. Follow the prompts to enter your card details, and you'll likely have to go through a verification process. This might be a text message, it might be an email, it might even be a phone call to your bank to confirm that it's really you. The other thing that they might do is they might require that their system is going to call you to hear your physical voice. So don't be surprised if that there's some other sort of added level of security to make sure that you are the person who you say you are. And not only that you're the person you say you are the person that is putting in this information, right? So then number three, for most digital wallets, you will be asked to enable some form of biometric security, either Face ID, Touch ID, or a PIN code. This adds an extra layer of protection to ensure that even if someone gets a hold of your phone, they won't be able to access your wallet without your permission. Then number four, testing it out. Test, 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 test. Okay. Try making small purchases at a store that accepts contactless payment or order something online. Maybe it's your next round of pet supplies that you have automatically shipped, right? You want to make sure that, you want to make sure that everything is working smoothly before you start using it regularly. And you want to just knock out the kinks as far as even what your behavior pattern is when you're using it, right? Do you need to have it open before you walk up to the register? Things like that, little behavioral things that you might want to manage and getting yourself prepared as you use the digital wallet in different kinds of situations. Now that we've got your wallet all set up, let's talk about how to manage it so that you can get the most out of it. Here are a few tips for keeping your digital wallet in top shape. One, regularly review your payment methods, right? Every few months, take a few minutes to review the payment methods linked to your wallet. Have you added new cards? Are there any old or expired cards that need to be removed? Keeping your wallet clean and up to date is important, especially if you want to avoid any payment hiccups at the checkout. Tracking your spending. One of the great things about a digital wallet is that it makes it super easy to track your spending. Most wallets like Google Pay and PayPal will show you a history of your transactions. You can use this feature to stay on top of your finances and make sure you're sticking to your budget. Remember? Here's a pro tip. When setting up your spending alerts in your wallet to notify you when you've hit a certain spending limit threshold, this can help you avoid overspending, right? Setting up these spending alerts, right? So you can say, hey, you look at your budget, you're like, hey, I have 20 bucks a month to spend on um, um, extra food going out. I have 40 bucks to spend on a night out with the girls, right? Whatever those things are, I'm going to give no more than 20 bucks to my child a month, right? If they ask for it. So once again, it just helps you stay on track with your budget and lets you know when you've gone over budget. So which means the next month you might want to be under budget, or you might need to consider changing that particular line item of your budget because prices have increased, or you underestimated what the cost of things were when you made that budget. So, number three, securing your wallet. Okay, security is key. So make sure you're using all the security features available. This includes biometric authentication, two-factor authentication, and regular password updates. I have a couple of platforms. They require me to change my password every 90 days, right? Yes, it's a pain in the butt, but I'll tell you what, I know that all my things are secure, and there's a far less likely that I'm going to have a data breach than if I don't change my passwords every 3 months. And it reminds me. And I also have a password generator, so I don't also have to remember that as well. So everything is all kind of living in one system. If you're not familiar with two-factor authentication, it's sometimes called MFA, multi-factor authentication, or two-factor authentication. It's when once you log into a particular platform or a site, it's going to use not just your login information as to authenticate yourself, but it's also going to use another mechanism to identify yourself. And that might be sending you a text message with a 5 or 6 digit number that it wants you to put in, or OTP, which is something Amazon uses, one-time password, OTP. You might get that, and then that has to go in as well in addition to your login information, or they might call you. My bank does that. They're like, hey, we're going to call you. And sometimes you can choose. It'll give you a list of, for this multi-factor authentication, would you like to have a phone call? Would you like to have a text? Or would you like to have an email? So sometimes you can choose whatever's going to work for you at that particular moment in time. Maybe you're traveling, you're on a plane, so you need it by email versus phone because you don't have any Wi-Fi service in the plane, right? So here are, once again, just some practical and tactical tips that you can start to think about when you start thinking about using your digital wallet. So let's kind of move into the end here. So as we're kind of getting here to the end of our segment, the first practical tip is to use it for small purchases first, right? If you're just getting used to a digital wallet, or maybe you're starting to realize, oh, I have a digital wallet and I didn't even realize I had a digital wallet, start to build a relationship with it, start to understand it. If you're like, oh, Elaine, I didn't realize, yes, I have this thing that automatically puts my credit card information into my shopping cart or my checkout when I'm shopping online. Yes, that's your digital wallet. And like I said, if you're using Chrome, and if you're using Safari, it has it built in, and you may be using it automatically and you don't know that you're using it automatically. So once again, if you're familiar with it, start to get more. If you know that you have this and you're realizing that you have this, start to get familiar with it. If you haven't even gotten that going, you can start getting going with an app, one of the ones we've talked about. There's other ones as well that you might want to be able to, that you download and you can use, but those are the big ones that I've talked about today. But just to get started and using it for your small everyday purchase, maybe that Target run, your Caribou run, your coffee bean and tea leaf run, like groceries, your Costco run for your gas. This way, you'll get comfortable with using it without the pressure of making big transactions right away. So just getting super, super familiar with the application that you're using, even if it's something like PayPal or Cash App or Zelle. Just getting and asking other people, how do you use it? What do you like about it? What do you not like about it? Can also be another way to get super, super comfortable with the digital wallet that you've selected, or figuring out which digital wallet might be the best for you. Number two, the next thing you want to do is link your loyalty cards. You can store many of your loyalty cards in your digital wallet, and even gift cards sometimes can be stored in a digital wallet. Whether it's your grocery store rewards or your coffee house. I am a big fan of Caribou Coffee. Caribou, I have a digital wallet that's embedded in the Caribou app so that I can pay for my things. I don't have to worry about carrying a punch card. Actually, it's tracking my loyalty points and all of my payment options all within their app, right? So I don't have to do anything separate. So I love that because I take people out to coffee a lot. And so the fact that I'm able to just be able to upload funds onto my account and then use those funds regularly as I'm taking people to coffee, this is a really great, easy way for me to do that. And all my expenses are tracked there. And then I can send that to our finance department for accounting purposes. So it just makes my life a heck of a lot easier. And then I can just link the dates of the coffee that I purchased with the my calendar of who I met with, and that way I am those purchases are now deductible. So just once again gives you this easy way of being able to like not only navigate your personal finances, but it's great for managing your business expenses as well and being able to know exactly what they are. So, but also all the time we're forgetting about the points that we have with the loyalty program or the benefits that we have with a loyalty program. And so by now having it in this digital wallet, you're not trying to keep up with all these cards and like this card has $2 on it and this card has $10 on it. It's now stuck in the digital wallet, and it might even remind you, hey, you haven't used this in a while. Do you want to use this? Is this still a valid? Or I know about me, sometimes these things expire and I don't even have a chance to use them. So by having this digital wallet, I get to be able to see it all the time. Like, oh yeah, I still have that $5 credit. Let me use that today, right? But at the end of the day, linking them to your loyalty cards or plans to your wallet means that you'll always have them with you and no more guessing or missing out on any of your points or rewards. So number three, taking advantage of rewards. Many digital wallets offer cash back and rewards points. I know the one that I use, I have to be better about remembering, but I get like sometimes 5% back or 10% back. So they'll have these promotions where they're giving you extra deals on the cash back rewards. So knowing that those are available to you is, once again, free money. It's cash in your pocket. But you when these digital wallets offering you this, you can use these as payment methods or to shop at specific stores. So keep an eye out for these offers. You might be able to earn some extra perks just by using your digital wallet. And then number four, one of my favorite features of digital wallets is an easy way to pay friends and family. Whether you're splitting a bill for dinner or you're paying your roommate for rent, apps like Venmo and PayPal and Zelle and Cash App make it money transfer really, really easy. Plus, it's fast and you can send and receive money in seconds. All right, folks, now you're all set up and know how to manage your digital wallet like a pro. It's time to take action. If you haven't already, get your wallet set up and ready to use for your next purchase. I guarantee you'll love the convenience and the security that comes with it. And here's your challenge for the week. Track your spending with your digital wallet for the next 7 days. At the end of the week, take a look at your transaction history and see where your money's going. This is a great way to get a handle on your budget and make sure that your spending aligns with your financial goals. So that's it for today's episode of the Do Different Better show. I'm your host, Elaine Rasmussen. I hope you're feeling pumped to get started with using your digital wallet. And if you're already using a digital wallet, I hope you've learned some things to take how you use your wallet to the next level. Join me next week when I'll be interviewing Luana Whitmore, founder and CEO of NextFem Financial, a learning and money management platform to activate and walk you through your money journey. You are not going to want to miss this. Before you go, make sure you subscribe to the podcast and leave a review if you're loving what you're hearing. And don't forget to share this episode with friends. They need to know how easy and awesome digital wallets can be too. Let me know what you think of the show. We love comments. So tell us how this show has helped you. And if there's a money or finance question you have, or if there's someone you want me to interview, hit me up on LinkedIn or Instagram at Do Different with Elaine. Until next time, stay empowered, stay focused, and I'll see you next week when I show you how to do different better.